The Alberta government has officially launched its Energy War Room in Calgary.
And known as the Canadian Energy Centre, Premier Kenney says the $30 million initiative will take a fact-based approach to combat what he calls misinformation about Alberta's oil reputation. Mark Villani's live this noon hour at SAIT, and that's where Premier Kenney has been speaking today. So, Mark, what kind of message is the province hoping to send here?
Jocelyn, Premier Kenney is saying here that the Canadian Energy Centre won't back down against environmental groups that are trying to landlock Alberta's oil sands. In fact, one of the first orders of business is to use $2.5 million for a public inquiry into allegations that foreign-funded interests are denigrating Alberta's energy sector. Now, it means Premier Kenney and company will directly attack the funding source of nonprofit environmental groups like the David Suzuki Foundation. The War Room itself hopes to collaborate with industry, academics, and Indigenous leaders and will consist of 3 units, including rapid response, energy literacy, and data research teams to generate Alberta's pro-pipeline messages through different media. It's an initiative not everyone agrees with Greenpeace and Pembina Institute calling it a clear example of distorting the truth around climate change. But Jason Kenney hopes to send them all a message.
We are going to stand up through the Canadian Energy Centre for a country that generates energy at the highest environmental, human rights, and labor standards on Earth. We are going to begin systematically through the Canadian Energy Centre to respond to a highly coordinated and largely foreign-funded campaign to landlock Canada's responsibly produced resources.
Now, the official website for the Energy War Room has now officially been launched today. There are some concerns, though, because as a private corporation, the War Room's internal operations are not protected under the Freedom of Information and Privacy Act. That could mean, Jocelyn, that some of this information will not be directly released to the public.
All right. Thank you, Mark.